let me explain what I mean with the project economy. Just two facts, two data points. One is on a macro level. On a macro level, what we can see around the world is the amount of projects that we are seeing now and in this decade, we've never seen before. We've never seen that. If you compare the money that was allocated for the Marshall Plan, this is after the Second World War, it's about 200 billion. Then the crisis in 2008, the financial, it was about 3 trillion. But what we're seeing, and these numbers are already low, that countries are investing, the European Union, the US, everywhere. The countries are investing heavily in building infrastructure, healthcare, the economy. So this means on a macro level, the world needs millions of people who know how to manage large projects, and we don't have them. So that's on the macro, but the thing that interests me more and where I want to focus my 45 minutes talk is this one. This is on a micro level. This is one organization. This is the resources in an organization, what you see here. Any company has two dimensions. One is the operations, what you see here in blue, is the run the business as usual. It's the activities you do to produce product, to sell products, finance, marketing, sales, HR, it's there in that piece. And then you have another dimension, which is changing. We really need to reinvent ourselves. We need to launch new products. We need to grow and so on. So that's the project side. New technologies, that's the red. For many years, for 80 years, the focus of any business has been mostly on the operations. Most of the resources, the employees, most of the budgets, most of the management, senior leaders' attention and time was put on the blue side, right? Projects were something temporary, secondary. If there was an urgency, was always around the day-to-day activities. That's the focus. Over time, with lots of management gurus around, we have become better. We need less people to do operations, right? A lot of automation, ERP systems, outsourcing. So we need less people in our plants. We need less people doing traditional work. And when artificial intelligence and robots come into play, there's a massive shift. We don't need people in operations anymore. The shift goes, most of the people go to work project-based. So before artificial intelligence, what happens is that people have a day-to-day job. And on top of that, they have 1 or 2 or 3 projects, right? But they still have that day-to-day job. Most of them. Companies have very few people 100% dedicated to projects. Very few, 1 or 2%. But what happens when this disruption happens is that people shift. People will start just suddenly doing project work and working in agile teams. And leaders don't know this because leaders are used to measure everything. Leaders love the world driven by efficiency because you can predict, you can do a lot of things. But in an unpredicted world where you see on the right there, this is very different type of leadership. Okay, so this is what's happening now in banking. For example, you don't have bankers today, right? In banking, you have telecom people and very few bankers. So this is the biggest disruption I've seen from an organizational perspective.